Italy, 1943. Behind enemy lines. Timing is everything. There's a time to be stealthy, and a time to be lethal. A time to go low, and a time to go high. A time to strike, and a time to move. Timing is everything.
Welcome to this tutorial series on Deceit, a multiplayer action horror game with the focus on trust and deception. A mysterious and deranged scientist known only as the Game Master is conducting illegal experiments on mutations in the human body, and for this he needs test subjects who are kidnapped off the streets. Out of a group of 6 test subjects, 2 have been infected with the Game Master's formula, giving them the ability to mutate into their terror form, but only in darkness. The Game Master will switch the lights off at certain moments while watching the carnage via CCTV. As the infected are consumed by bloodlust, it's their aim to stop the innocent from escaping. To survive, the innocent must work their way through the level, searching for any useful items while trying to figure out who the infected are. In the final stages of each level, the innocent have the chance to escape. There are a variety of characters to play as, each with their own unique traits and abilities which are unlocked in a progression system. The game takes place in an abandoned asylum, where the Game Master carries out his twisted experiments, and in a nearby forest where the terrors can blend into the shadows and foliage to stalk their prey. In the next few videos, I'll be going through the details of gameplay, how to survive as an innocent, and how to cause carnage as the infected.
Hello and welcome to the VR Toolbox tutorial video. This video demonstrates how to use VR Toolbox and access all of the settings and features. The first place to check is the VR Toolbox window, which opens when you open VR Toolbox. This gives access to video options, including oversampling to improve the resolution or reduce it for improved performance, access to ambient occlusion toggling to improve or decrease the use of shadows in the scene, anti-aliasing to reduce jagged edges, and the ability to turn on and customize camera pass-through mode, which allows you to look down and locate your hands, your keyboard, your control, your drink, whatever it is that you may have around. The Settings tab allows you to access a few more features, as well as customizing FPS mode for the primary monitor and setting the focus mode distance. Focus mode is a feature which allows you to bring a screen from any distance to a more even, unified distance, which is especially useful when arranging multiple screens around the user. Backgrounds and props can be used to define not only the background for the scene, turn on and off vertical snapping so objects can be rotated less than 15 degrees. It's also where you can set what scene that you're in, loading previous scenes that you've used, and being able to save the scene as you customize it so you can return to it later. Customize is where you will go to either upload props to the Steam Workshop or to open objects in the scene. Another way you can open objects in the scene just from your desktop is just to drag and drop them in and you can open them and you can close them just as easily. The same is true of images, which can also be brought in, accessed with the menu button by aiming and pressing the menu button on the top of the controller and using any of the different controls to make any selections or changes to it, including removing it. Finally, the miscellaneous tab covers some of the other features which will aid with use and finding your way around the VR Toolbox website and guides and tutorials. So, now that I've shown you that, there's a couple other things to show. There's the radial global menu. Double tap the menu button on the controller. This gives you access to some of the global settings as well as the ability to take a screenshot. It gives the ability to arrange screens, which I'll demonstrate in a moment after I add a couple of screens, and it allows you to add Chromium-based browser screens to the environment. These have a variety of shortcuts as well as a Google search bar right here, so it's easy to find your way to any sorts of websites that you may be looking for. So we have Google 360 videos here. I can just click on one of these and it'll take me right into the 360 theater mode. And we have images over here, which I can bring up and then close down the size of the window a little bit so they're framed kind of like the other images in the scene. Even more, I can actually remove the alpha to make it look more like a sticker or a decal, as I've done with that image over there. So real quick, I'm going to go into the 360 theater view. It's just going to take a moment here to show the video while that's coming up. Here's the menu. You've got the ability to rewind and fast forward by 5 seconds, start from the beginning of the video, pause and resume, adjust the volume, and once you finish viewing, you can simply click return home and it will bring you back to the scene here. One more place where you can find options is while you're aiming at a menu, or aiming at a screen, either the desktop screens or any of the browser screens, it will bring up an additional menu with options that are specific to this window. For example, I can adjust curvature, so this one is curved, but this one remains flat. I can use stereoscopic overlay modes, though unless there's actually content that is meant to be overlaid in that way, it will just look weird. And the ability to set different aspects of the window as alpha in order to blend with the scene in various different ways. It's also possible to lock the position, which is possible with props as well. Resize is able to be used to change the proportions of the screen. And focus is able to be used to bring it in and out of focus. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to use focus. First I'm going to arrange screens, which arranges them around me. Any screens that are locked, like I have elsewhere around the room, will not be affected by this. Now when I look at a screen and press Ctrl F, it will bring it to me. And pressing Ctrl F will also return it. That's the same as using the focus button here on the menu. So the final set of features is when adding props. We have a variety of props to add. And I'm just gonna kind of scroll through them real quickly here until I get to the space props. And I could have gone the other way to access them, or simply access the space prop. So I've decided on this light here, I'm going to not only add it here, but I'm going to do a couple extra things with it. I'm going to link it to the room, so if the room moves, it will move. And I'm going to lock the position, so that way I can't accidentally move it now that I've placed it where I want it. There's also an additional skin with some of the props, such as the orange theme with this, and that can be accessed on the controller. Props can be duplicated quite easily, retaining the skin setting and the proportions, so it is easy to make an array of props in the exact same style and size. Now it'll also come out locked, so I had to unlock it in order to reposition. One final feature that I'm going to demonstrate is adding a webcam to the scene. This is added just using the add screens and selecting the webcam. The webcam is useful because it allows you to have better visual on your surroundings, so you know if there's anybody in your immediate proximity, which is a great safety feature, as well as knowing if you are too close to an object so you don't run smack into it. So, that's all for the video here. Thank you all very much, and have a good time using VR Toolbox.